going into your second season here, where do you feel like you are as a player right now? As far as your overall development, your acclimation to the college game.
I feel like going into my second year, I'm much more like. First thing is I'm much more in shape, much more disciplined than last year, and just staying together. But most thing I can say, I'm more disciplined this year two.
In what way are you more disciplined?
I'm more disciplined, like just talking more on the court. Being in spots I wasn't in last year. Just being that vocal leader on the court.
You had talked some there, John, about being in better shape. Now, I mean, I know that in high school you had lost a lot of weight, and then you get to college. Did you kind of find out in college there's like a different level of like physical stamina and physical shape that you need to be in?
Yeah, I feel like strength wise I was there, but like I wasn't there in other parts. So like it was way different from high school.
In your games last year, I remember seeing like you seemed like you were really eager to get in the right spot to fight for right space. But it seemed like there were just a couple times where you maybe looked like you got the ball and you weren't sure what happened after that. Did you feel like a lot of that was just early chemistry, figuring things out, and how have you felt about your progress? Getting the time to kind of talk to your teammates and then work with them leading up to this season.
I mean, yeah, last year was kind of different. Like it was a whole learning experience for me. I was an 18-year-old coming into college.
COVID.
COVID year. I was given a big role as a freshman, so I was just learning new things last year.
John, you mentioned your role. Do you sense how big of a role that you play with this year's team?
Yeah, way different role than last year. Like the biggest thing is just being that vocal leader, that defensive anchor, because I'm the back guy, so I'm what they can't see.
Is it something you desire? Do you want that role?
Yeah, definitely. I want that role. Yes, sir.
What's the vibe like with you guys? You came with a big freshman class. William, Femi, all those guys. What is the chemistry like between you guys away from practice? Like when you guys are just being students or just being student athletes in your own space?
Oh yes, man, it's a great chemistry. I love them guys, man. Them who I came in with, them my brothers who I came in with. So yeah, it's like when we see each other in class, we got a lot of class together. It's nothing but love.
Yeah.
Jeff,
sorry.
I was gonna say, Jeff told us that you guys are having problems finding some of the places, where your classes are because last year everything was virtual. Was that something that you went through yourself, kind of being like, wait a minute, I have to actually go to these physical buildings now?
Yeah, it's way different from last year. Like last year we used to come up here for class. This year just getting out and then out in the community more. Just basically seeing the classes. Love it.
Yeah, John, we've talked with Coach Capel about this and he said there's still kind of a feeling out process with it. But what do you feel like the identity of this team will be?
We play hard, man. Just playing hard that whole 40 minutes. I feel like if we play hard, then just play together, then nobody's gonna be able to mess with us, honestly.
I guess in that overall sort of mission and mentality there, I mean, how much is having some older guys, coming into the program been between Jamarius, between Mo? Like, how important have those guys been in sort of shaping this team's mentality?
Oh man, having Jamarius around is a great thing, man. Just him being that vocal leader. Me, like I said when he first came, I never like played with a teammate like that. It's just like go talk the whole practice, like teaching us. He's one of the reasons I like every morning I come in and get extra work at 7:50. Like I got that from him. Like just basically training like a pro, and that's what he embedded in me. Just like if you want to be a pro, you got to train like a pro.
You guys, the Pitt last year did a lot of work with the guards, just trying to get four guards in the court a lot of times, moving fast and using speed to cut all over the place. But with you in there, with Mo in there, how much of an emphasis does Jeff put it to you guys to say, hey, we're going to be feeding you guys a lot and needing to get physical this year underneath the basket? Me
and Mo bring a very physical, we bring a physical force down there. It's like Mo's more of a finesse. I'm more of a power guy, but I could bring the finesse too. So it's just like a lot of teams it's gonna be a matchup nightmares with me and Mo down there. He got that long wingspan. He can go up, get blocks. I just wall people up, so it's gonna be scary. It's gonna be scary.
Did you watch any of the Pitt teams last year where some of the other teams that brought big guys in, they had some success against Pitt? Was that something that kind of motivated you to be even more ready for this year?
Definitely, just seeing them guys just go after it, man. Just push me to go after it more.
John, there was a 4-month period last year where you were away from the team where there were concerns, I guess, where it was probably hard not to think about your future, whether it was in basketball or even just in life. What for you is the most difficult part of that period of time?
I really want to say if I had the most difficult part, that last year that made me like stronger. Actually, I can say like just more accountable for my actions. That's the big thing, just being accountable for my actions. So I wouldn't say it like made me feel no type of way.
I guess what did you learn from that? What did you learn about yourself during that period?
Just basically making smarter decisions and just keep watching the company you keep, basically.
During that time, I figured that you probably weren't able to practice or work out with the team. Like, what were you doing, kind of on your own, and like how much, I guess, discipline did that
even though I
take?
wasn't here, I still feel like I was here. Every day I was texting the guys. Me and Coach Capo would wrap it up almost every day for real. So it was like, even though I wasn't here, it still felt like I was here. And like just me, I was just basically just attacking them books, and just trying to get them in shape.
What guys on the team really stayed in touch with you? Did you text with every day?
Guys that stayed in touch, all of them stayed in touch, but like I was talking to Noah, that's like my brother. I was talking to him a lot. I was talking to Femi. Xavier was texting me a lot. Basically, everybody was texting me a lot.
There still was a period though where you had to come back and rejoin the team kind of officially. Did that feel? What was that like? I guess getting reintegrated back into practices and everyday life with your teammates.
It was good, and I would like to thank Miss Heather Light for bringing me back to this program. I appreciate her so much, and it felt great just welcome back again, man.
Was there any outside support system besides your teammates that you were keeping in touch with?
Yeah, my mother, my high school coaches, family from back home.
John, when you get recruited, you get told a lot of things by coaches. What did you learn about the coaches as they stayed with you through that whole process?
I learned it, like, honestly, Coach Cape, like, he kept his word. He kept his promise with me. He made sure he was there for me. He never, like, turned his back on me.
During that time, John, were you, because, like, how were you able to get workouts and things like that? Because I'm guessing you didn't have access to the weight room or to the
So I was basically just getting to work on my own, like, just making myself better, just giving that extra drive for myself, like, yeah.
Were you
Kind
back
of
around
imagine
those
you
teams?
like in the student union, just taking on any challengers or something like that.
Can you repeat that for me?
I kind of imagine you like trying to find a pickup game and saying like, hey, will anybody play against me or something like that? Like,
Nah, it was just me by myself, basically, just in my room. If I was doing push-ups, doing sit-ups, just doing stuff to keep me motivated, honestly.
Were you back home much? during the period?
Yeah, I went home. Got some work in. Just stayed with close people.
Were you here most of the time then?
It was 50-50. I would say 50-50.
How were you able to watch the games?
Oh yeah, of course. Watched every game.
On TV?
Yes, sir.
I figure it's probably hard not to watch those games
Yeah.
and not envision yourself being like, oh man, or like have some kind of desire to be out there, really be like, man, I could be helping them.
Yeah,
so much.
it was tough watching it, knowing like I should be out there helping them, but it's all gonna play out how it's gonna play out.
Was there ever a point where you thought about maybe looking to go somewhere else, get a fresh start, just kind of start over?
Honestly, like I had a thought, but it was like, why would I give up on them and they didn't give up on me? So it was like, it's just all love. So I'm just gonna come back here and work with my brothers. You know?
John, it's an exhibition game, but what's Monday going to be like for you?
Oh man, just first time getting back on that court in front of these fans, man, these amazing fans out here. I'm gonna just go out there, give them my all.
John, you talked about the extra work you've been putting in, thanks to Jamarius. What are some things you think you've improved on the court this offseason? Whether it's shooting, defense, getting faster, anything like that.
Just getting in better shape. Just getting in shape, tip-top shape I need to be in.
When you went back home, you said you talked to your former coach. How much time did you put in, like in a quarter in a weight room or anywhere?
Oh, when I went home, it was nothing but just straight grind mode.
Okay.
Straight grind mode when I went home.
So you kind of did like a lot of just all over the place, shape and then.
Yeah,
on the
shape. I
court.
was attacking the weight room. I was in the gym with my old former high school coach, Coach Chet Mason, just getting better with him, just talking with him mentally on the mentally side. Phone calls with Coach Capo, talking to my teammates. So yeah.
What was it like balancing that, like the life that you just left in high school with the life that you're kind of like you started, but then you had a hiatus, and now you're kind of in limbo with college. What was it like those kind of two worlds merging to try to help you in that moment?
It was a different type of. It was different. It was different, I can say.
What did you learn about Coach Capel during that period that maybe you didn't know?
Kept his word. He kept his promise with me, and that's one of our 4 pillars. Keep our promise, and that's what he did. He kept his promise.
Do you remember how you got the news or where you were when you got the news? Like, you could come back, that everything was
Oh
clear?
yeah, Coach Capel made the phone call to me. But I knew I could come back because Coach Capel always preached on how much he needed me, and how much when they always go play, he wanted me back.
Were there ever times of doubt during those 4 months for you?
Never doubted myself.
Did it all feel like, you know, a bit of a redshirt year, I guess, since he played some games and took so much time off?
Nah.
Did it feel like, you know, you had put together a couple nice games, you know, before you had to take that hiatus? Was that frustrating at all, having to?
I mean, of course it was frustrating, but it's all about the bounce back.
John, one of the guys you came in with in that recruiting class, Femi, a lot of people are looking at him, you know, from the national media, looking at him to break out this year.
Mm-hmm.
What can we expect from Femi this year, and what is he like playing with?
I love playing with Femi, man. He a big guard, 6'6", long wingspan. I think he could, like, on that ball on defense, he gonna be crazy. Like, I feel like no one could like really score on him, honestly, and just getting us into our offense.
John, you all were picked a couple weeks ago to finish 14th in the conference. From what you've seen in practice, from what you know about yourself and your teammates, what makes you believe that, okay, we're going to be better than that?
Oh, I know we're going to be better than. What'd you say we got picked?
14th out of 15.
Yeah, I know we're going to be better than 14. I'm not really worried about what the rankings say or what other people say. It's just everybody go see when we step into them 4 lines.
Does that put a chip on your shoulder, John?
Of course, being picked almost last, basically.
John doesn't need any more chips on his shoulder.
When you came last year, there were like a lot of established guys who had been here. You know, Justin, X, IDs, all these guys that had been in the program for a long time. Now, all those guys are gone.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you feel right now is the leader or the leaders that kind of guys that are like the catalyst to get things going on practice, to kind of get everyone fired up and everyone kind of centers around?
I feel like everybody got a voice, honestly. Everybody has a voice, so it's like we got leaders, but like everybody listening to everybody, and that's the thing, most different thing this year. Like we all on one accord.
All right, I'm gonna switch Chris Payton in here now.